Hello everybody, and earlier today I created this very tricky chess puzzle, and so far about 1 hour ago I posted this picture of the puzzle. None of my viewers have actually gotten the correct solution, even though it seems so simple. There's only, 4 pieces on the board, but in this video I'm going to give you the solution, show you how you're winning, and why other lines are drawing. So if you would like, this would be the time to pause the video and try to actually find the solution. Alright, so I'm about to give the solution. I'm going to go over the solution first, and then I'll go over all the other lines and why they don't work. So the winning move here is first pawn up to h6. We have to play this move to threaten to promote, forcing black's king to come closer. King to f7 is the most resilient reply, and in this position, the only winning move here is bishop to h7. This is a very, very odd move because you're blocking the pawn, which is like, why would you do that? But the point of this is that now you have created a shield that the king cannot get through. And because of that, they simply cannot make any progress here. So black's best try here would be king up to f6 now, and trying to run to g5, and then just winning the pawn. Like if we do something random, then simply king to g5, and we're just going to lose the pawn, and is promptly a draw. So instead of that, the only winning move here is king up to g4 now, preventing the black king from getting to the square, at which point you have formed an entire blockade despite the fact that you only have 4 pieces, and now the black king is forced to move away or back, at which point we can simply run our king up. Not too much challenging stuff here. We then move our bishop, push our pawn, and promptly promote with checkmate in 5 moves. So that was the solution to this puzzle, but now I want to go over all of the other lines and why each of them don't work. So first off, why not the immediate bishop to h7? Why does this move not work? The reason for that is the move king to f6 here. It has to be king to f6. If black here instead played king to f7 or king to f8, then after h6, this actually transposes into the solution where white is winning. But the problem is, after king to f6, this is actually just a draw, because if we try to push now, then they get to g5, and the pawn is lost. We simply cannot protect it. And if instead we move our king up now, like back in this position, move our king up to prevent the king from ever getting there, then now simply king to g7, and black can run their king to h8, and there's simply nothing we can do to prevent them from getting off of these 2 squares. Or sorry, anything to keep them off of these 2 squares. Like if we try to run our king up, they just move. Pawn up, they just move. There's not really too much to think about here. We can give a check, but they just move over. If we push our pawn, then they just move over. This is a complete draw. So that is the reason bishop to h7 does not work, that very tricky king to f6 move. Other moves, king to g4. This does not work because black can simply run their king to these 2 squares. It's not very challenging. They just run their king. And here, we cannot make any progress because our bishop is not the same color as the promotion square, and because of that, this is simply a draw, even though we have a pawn and a bishop. So, king to g4, that does not work either, but after h6 and king to f7 here, there is one more attempt. Let's say pawn up to h7, but once again, this does not work because king to g7, and we cannot prevent them from getting off, or sorry, we cannot keep them off of these 2 squares. Once again, we can run our king all the way up, but we simply cannot do anything, and this position right here is simply a stalemate. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a pretty short video, but I really think it is incredible just how much can come from such a deceptively simple position. 1 pawn, 1 bishop, 2 kings, and yet so much can happen.